you guys can say to get me to say anything to you about any of it. It is all a mystery, and that's the way I want it.
I wish I just had something to stump you with.
You don't. You have nothing. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Welcome to How Iconic Production on Twitch. I hurt myself today, so my arm is going to bother me. So when I say ow, that's what it is. But tonight, this is the return of our Call of Cthulhu game on Monday nights. I am Becca, the keeper of the arcade lore, and I cannot do this game alone. Thank you to JD, who is ready to change our technical issues at a moment's notice. She's always flexible and helpful for us, and we appreciate her immensely. And thank you also to Phantom of Truth, who's our moderator and helps us out with that 1920s arcane lore that none of us know, or we vaguely know and get it all wrong anyway. Currently, we have 3 of our investigators. We have Paul and Rachel, who play Mason and Charlie. And we have Jenny, who plays Gertrude. We did notice that these are all the Americans. Yes, Ricky is an American. He is from New York, but he's a gangster, so he kind of goes into his own little category. This is like the normal Americans group, I think is what they're like calling it. And then we have like the librarians group, which is like Gertrude, Nellie, and Mason. And then we have the rogues, which are Ricky and Charlie, because I never know what they're going to do. At least that's how I've like subdivided you guys in my head. I don't know if you guys ever make another grouping. It'll be interesting to see. But I thank you so much for my investigators, for my players, because without them, there is no game. And last week, we had the exciting opportunity to once again visit the Dreamlands. In this case, we visited Dream Lasan. So the group, having discovered that Edgar and Wellington had died, here for all of those, picked up a scroll, a green bottle, and a diary. They immediately discovered that the scroll was a fake and burned it, at which point I might have started texting an SOS to another GM to help me out. They read through the diary, realized they needed to go into the Dreamlands to find the real scroll. And the green bottle was filled with a dreaming liquid that would help them get there.
I have to throw it out there that it makes me sad that I burned that scroll right away. Like, after I burned it, I was like, oh, crap. What did I just do? But,
yeah.
Life.
Yeah, you did.
First rule of investigation is don't destroy the evidence.
But no, Mason and Nellie went...
But if you do destroy the evidence, destroy it well, which you did.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
So good.
Destroyed it real good.
So the group went back to the Orient Express, got to one of the sleeping cars together. Each took a sip or gulp of the Dreamlands liquid and passed out. So now there are 5 bodies in one sleeping car. No one's going to consider that suspicious. And the group woke up on a Dream Orient Express. It is not the Dreamlands Express that was monster tentacle-y things, but an actual train in the middle of a wasteland. In this wasteland, they saw a door. They walked through it and entered into the Wellington's taxidermy shop. If this was prior to 1400s, so, you know, formaldehyde and other preserving ideas had yet to truly come along. Yeah, that's gross. And through their investigation, they made another fake scroll, and Charlie stuck her hand in a bear.
It's gross.
There's her sound effects as it all came pouring out as she pulled out the Sedefkar scroll. At which point, Charlie urged the group to vacate the premises, and the rest of the group went, but what if? And exited out the front door of the shop to a mob walking the streets of Dream Lasan. There is a tolling bell, probably coming from the cathedral that everybody is heading towards, and the group followed along. And as they did, they saw several different things which were slightly upsetting. I mean, I don't know which ones they found upsetting. I thought it was all pretty cool, especially when Gertrude found the bowl of human stew. You know, it's fine. Yeah, with the little fingers.
Yep.
And they found an alleyway that is full of sunlight and happiness and joy, and there are no shadows or garlic, and it is just delightful. And at this point, Ricky has dragged Charlie and Gertrude into the alleyway with Mason and Nellie standing on the edge, deciding whether or not they wish to go in.
Not.
However, at this point, Ricky kind of freezes and looks at you all. I think there's someone in the room. And he takes off running back to the taxidermist, and you lose him in the crowd.
No.
No,
Take me with you.
And so, yeah, at this point, the four of you, there are two in the alley, two outside the alley, and you are staring at each other. The bell continues to toll.
Hey guys, we should leave the alley. Let's not be in there.
Yeah, we should
Come
go back. Go back.
I want to see what's in the alley first.
All right, make an investigation check.
Talk about it. Out here.
Is that spot hidden?
Yes, that would be spot hidden.
Okay. Oh, I rolled a 2.
Wow.
Lovely. There are roses, and they're very oddly colored roses. Not ones you would expect.
Are they similar to the roses we saw when we found the arm?
Well, Gertrude would have no idea if they were similar at all.
Can I roll for it just to see?
Sure. Or, you could tell her.
I mean, are they?
They are not.
Do I need to roll?
Well, yes. No, sorry. They are. Sorry. I was looking at everybody got dream daggers in the chat, and I was like, yes, they did. Sorry. The wires crossed. Like, horrifically just good. It's fine. But yes, these roses are similar to the ones you found with the left arm.
I'm just going to be like, those are living things. You should get out of there.
Of course they're living. They're roses.
They're different kind of living. We can talk about it later.
What else do I?
Have you come over here first, and I'll talk to you about it once you're not in this creepy alleyway of possible death.
What else do you find? With your 2, which is amazing. So you have noticed that there are no garlic bulbs. However, there are flowers of every other kind. And as you look, you find a ring.
A ring.
A ring. A silver ring.
Find a silver ring. That's cool.
It has no inscription. It has no etching. It is a plain silver ring.
Okay. That is not suspicious at all.
Good. It shouldn't be. Just put it on your finger.
And you disappear. Haha.
Oh, you can't see me, Mr. Frodo. Plain silver ring.
I'm sorry. That is not the franchise we are playing in. We are playing with things that are legally distinct from habits.
I will pull out what I assume I have a pocket handkerchief because it's the 1920s and everyone has a pocket handkerchief.
Oh, you definitely have a pocket handkerchief.
We'll put the ring into that and slip it into my pocket.
Excellent. I need my sticky notes.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, guys. Chat, this is awful. My book is literally only sticky notes, and I don't know where they are. All right.
Dear.
I guess I have to write it on a line. Okay. You found a silver ring. Silver ring.
Silver is interesting. Okay.
Silver ring. Plain.
Are there any reflective surfaces in this alley?
No.
And you mentioned last week that there were no shadows.
Correct.
That's not creepy at all.
Could I learn something if I rolled a natural world roll? Is that a thing? I just want to know what's up with this place.
Yeah, you can roll a natural roll.
Is it going to give me any information? Guess we'll see what happens when I roll, but...
I mean, we'll see what you roll.
Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Nah, I didn't roll a natural world roll. I didn't make it.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
I tried.
You tried. It didn't always work.
So, Nellie, you
Yes.
have been standing here at the edge of an alley with Mason as Charlie and Gertrude had been pulled into the alley by Ricky last time. Ricky had a funny look across his face and said, "Oh no, I think there's someone in the room," and took off running back to the taxidermist.
That's not creepy.
No,
No.
not at all.
I will allow you have the choice to go back as well. However, you all know that if there is someone attacking, you all suddenly waking up in the middle of a fight would not be helpful to Ricky. If there is.
Wait, say that again. Us waking up in the middle of a fight won't be helpful to Ricky?
Yeah, so if someone's in the...
Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, if someone's in the room, attacking or stealing or something like that, us waking up isn't necessarily going to be helpful to Ricky because Ricky's sketch and he can do some stuff.
Also, in a fight, you can fight around dead bodies, but if the bodies start moving, it'll make it a little difficult.
That's
But
fair.
it's still up to you. You may still
We
go
give
back
our-
if you would like.
We can give our gangster some difficult terrain. That would help.
Yes, give your gangster some difficult terrain.
Give your gangster some difficult terrain.
I feel like that needs to be a thing. Hang on. Give your gangster. I feel like we need to make a pin or a sticker with that.
Right? I would be down for a pin or a sticker. Give your gangster some difficult terrain. Or
All
give your gangster whatever.
Right?
Whatever they want.
Don't forget to give your gangster. Give them what? Just give your gangster, all right?
Give your gangster, man.
It's like tip your barista.
Right?
Right.
Tip your barista.
Yeah.
Give your gangster.
Yeah.
Gosh.
So,
Hashtag GYG.
Again, like, feel free if you guys need to go back. If you guys all decide to go back, I am not stopping you from doing so.
I still want to know.
Still tolling. You have yet to make it to the cathedral.
Yeah, I want to try and make it to the cathedral, and I want to try and find Edgar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we were looking for Edgar. So that's the thing. With my 2, do I see any sign of Edgar in this alley?
Not in this alleyway, no.
Okay.
Does she see anyone in the alleyway?
She sees Charlie.
Okay, cool.
Charlie's right here. Hi, Charlie.
Hi, Charlie.
Cool. All right.
Shall I convince thee to go see the cathedral?
I'm coming with you. I thought I said that already.
I have to convince Gertrude and Charlie.
Oh. Yeah, I'm already.
Grumbling because nobody listens to me ever.
Oh, there is serious muttering happening.
I mean, I personally don't see the point in going down an alley full of flowers. We were only going here because Ricky dragged us here, so...
Accurate.
Well, Ricky is now dealing with the people in the living, waking world.
Do you think
Possibly.
that we should go help him with that? Or
Nah,
No, because
everyone
it's
knows
making
that
it very
I'm in.
difficult for him.
I was gonna say everyone knows that in Dream World things move slower, so he's got plenty of time, or we have plenty of time, I should say.
okay. I mean, I've never been in the dream world before, but you guys seem like you know what you're talking about, so that's fine.
Cool. Let's go check out this cathedral.
Well, I mean, only if Charlie wants to.
I'll go if Charlie doesn't want to. Or if she
Hey,
does.
split the party. Split the party.
We already split the party.
It's fine.
All right. So, you were able to leave the alleyway just fine. Nothing prevents you from leaving.
Cool.
Um,
And I have a pretty ring in my pocket, so
you
That'll
do.
be-
You have a pretty ring in your pocket. It's lovely. So you continue on. You come across a quiet intersection that has a gigantic chessboard set into the cobblestones.
Are there people on it?
Yeah. Each the pieces are all humanoid. Featureless, and they all have a dagger. And as the game progresses, anytime a piece is taken, the person is killed. Do you wish to watch to the conclusion?
Yes.
Or do you skirt around? All right, make a sanity roll then, Nelly, to watch to the conclusion.
I am fully convinced. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I just put so much lotion on my hands. Oh
You
gosh.
know what? If
No,
Lee's gonna pay
Hank,
attention, I
Hank,
might as well pay
Hank.
attention.
Hank.
I don't think this is a good idea, but
Oh.
it's gonna happen.
I feel like the unofficial iconic mascot is now my freaking Rhodesian Ridgeback.
Right?
yes.
There's his little
Uh,
thing. Hold on, I'm
Gertrude,
so sorry. I'll
You're
make that
fine.
sanity check after.
Okay.
Yeah, you will.
Lotion.
After Hank licks all the lotion
I'm
off.
never gonna be able to roll like that again. But, you know.
Gertrude and Charlie, do you wish to watch, or are you traversing this intersection as quick as possible?
Traversing as quick as possible, and I would cover Charlie's eyes.
Cool. I'm on board.
Hank,
Okay.
stop.
I have seen weird things before, and she's a child. She does not need to.
Sure.
That's fair.
Okay.
I rolled a 9.
Okay. You do not lose any sanity points as the play speeds to inhuman quickness. And soon the board is littered with corpses, with the black player triumphing over the white.
I rolled a 27. Does that do anything for me? Let's find
I'm
out.
sure it keeps your sanity. You do not lose any.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
good. Though I don't
definitely
have
less
much.
than-
I have 46 sanity, but I'm entirely convinced that Nellie is going to become a raving lunatic in an asylum, and that's just how my character's going to go out, and I'm honestly cool with that. I see as Becca takes notes.
No.
All
It's
right,
all right. I'll be standing there next to you. I'll be standing there next to you talking to you about this and be like, man, I've seen some crazy stuff since we left London or wherever. Where did we start? London?
London.
Yeah. This is just not right. And I will start introspective thinking.
Okay. You two hurry to catch up to Charlie and Gertrude, and you come to kind of the bottom of the hill that the cathedral is set upon, and you see a deserted square. You see people on the far side climbing, and you know there are people behind you, but for some reason in this square right now, it's deserted. There is a large statue made of wire and rags that's kind of woven into human shape. You may get closer if you would like, or you may skirt the perimeter.
I feel like since no one else is in here, I probably shouldn't, but can I see anything other than this statue? Like any reasons why people might not go there? Like, are people like parting like the sea to go around it, or?
For some reason, people just don't seem to be going through this intersection. You don't know how, you don't know why.
I'd probably skirt around, I think.
Okay. What about you, Charlie?
I don't know that I'd be observant enough to notice, so I may just keep walking.
Okay. Gertrude?
I will note it and skirt around, but last week I remember we saw there was a big gibbet up on top of the hill by the cathedral. What side is that on compared to where we are now?
It's above you, and you can hear that that's where the crowd is.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just say, ooh, gross, creepy statue, and walk around.
Okay. And Nellie?
Yes. I just bit my tongue. Yes.
Going around?
Going around or going through?
I'm going around with you guys.
All right,
Cool.
So Charlie, as you get closer and your introspective thinking, you look up and you realize that the rags are not actually rags, but scraps of flesh snagged on barbs and hooks. You need to roll a sanity check for me. And
Kind of.
as you get to kind of the foot of it, the sweetest singing you have ever heard, like an angel voice of perfect clarity. It brings tears to your eyes, just kind of rises out of the top of the statue. How's your sanity?
Death.
It was a success.
All right, but you are still going to lose one sanity point for seeing these scraps of flesh.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
So what kind of singing is it? Like, is it a song that I would know? Is it in English?
Roll an intelligence check for me.
I do not know.
It is not in English. It sounds familiar, but you can't place it.
Okay.
So you hear it, but you don't hear any words or anything coming from it. You aren't close to hear it, but you do hear something, a sweet singing coming from the statue.
Can I, like, commit that to memory? Like the tune?
Yeah.
Let's
You
roll
can do
for
that. Yeah, write down that you are attempting to commit to memory a tune. So you guys follow the stream, and you get to that small square in front of the cathedral where, although grandson, the statue without the hands had stood in our reality. A statue stands here. A tall bronze statue that is missing hands. And on either side of the statue are two people. One is a hooded, robed figure of quite large proportions. And on the other side, you see Edgar Wellington with his hands bound in chains.
Okay, so these are not statue people on the sides of the statue. These are flesh people.
These are flesh people.
Okay. I had a moment of where I was like, wait.
I feel like one of them is going to be like the Grim Reaper.
Right.
So, this is my hooded figure.
Okay.
You're welcome. I'm giving the character.
I appreciate this. This is the professionality I come here for.
I'm so sorry.
No, this is perfect.
Yes, you got to cover up the eyes for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, here we go. All right, so
Oh my word.
the hooded figure then speaks. Before us stands a man accused of grievous crimes. His criminal conduct in withholding what is due to us renders him our enemy, and henceforth he must stand trial before us. At this point, the figure cuts back his hood and stands revealed as the Duke.
Wait, what? The Duke was the one who was interested in the scrolls, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And the
Yep.
ranking. Okay.
I'm immediately going to sort of make myself less known and encourage all of my friends to make themselves less known.
Nellie will respond to that and go, how? What? Do I just shrink? Do I just put my shoulders like this and suddenly, what are you? Where are we
Turn your
going?
jacket into a hood.
She pulls it up, but it's not very meant for this, so now she just looks psycho, but you know.
I'm okay with that. I feel like this whole thing's psycho.
So, the Duke continues. He says, as prince and protector of this realm, I appoint myself the judicial representative of the people of Lasan. And we'll see that this rogue gets his just desserts. At this point, the crowd goes wild. Is anyone willing to take part of the criminal in these proceedings? And silence falls.
Well, no, silence doesn't fall, because Nellie's gonna raise her hand and say, I have a question.
God, I'm gonna immediately move away from her.
The Duke turns, locked eyes with you, Nellie.
Mhm.
Says, are you representing this criminal?
Well, see, I'm not entirely sure. How does one represent, and also if you're supposed to be the judge, why is he already called a criminal? Isn't he on trial? And therefore...
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a representative. And
No.
Nellie, the crowd is going to start to push you to the front.
Okay, she'll just accept it, and she'll just kind of dust herself off and go, okay, this is like my PhD dissertation. This isn't anything worse than that. This is fine. This is fine.
Exactly what this is.
I will go right with Nellie.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep Charlie next to me.
Okay. So Mason and Charlie stay down in the crowd. Gertrude and Nellie head up and end up on the platform next to Edgar, across from the Duke. At which point, the prince kind of turns to the crowd and goes, excellent! We finally have a trial worthy of our great town. So, he then turns and he says, "Who will suffer for justice?" And the front of the crowd goes absolutely wild, raising their hands, jumping, calling out their name, calling out the prince's name, needing him to call on them. And he finally points to a person, and the crowd just immediately turns on them. Charlie and Mason, you guys are jostled as people behind you are pushing forward, and this person disappears beneath the crowd, and until one person surges up with bloody skin in their hands, says,
Well, now we know where the skin on the statue came from.
And drapes it over the bronze statue of Otho. And as he does so, he mutters some words under his breath. And the skin seems to merge with the bronze statue, and it begins to breathe. It opens its eyes and gazes ahead glassily. And the prince says, "You are the overseer. Determine the guilt or innocence of the accused at the conclusion of proceedings."
Can we tell
And the
who?
prince turns and tells Gertrude and Nellie, "You may question your employer." Suspect. You guys know suspect. Person. Oh, golly, this is where Lee's gonna rip me apart. It's gonna be
Client?
awesome.
Well,
Yeah.
see, that's the problem. I take it there is no motion to continue.
I don't even
The
know what that
prince
means.
laughs, and he says, "The only way Edgar Wellington is leaving is whether he is determined innocent."
Okay, so if he's determined innocent, my question is what are his charges?
We shall begin. So you don't wish to talk to Edgar Wellington before these charges begin?
No, you should
No.
definitely talk.
She's gonna definitely talk to him. She's just gonna
Yeah.
turn and say, "I have absolute no shred of clue of what's going on here, so can you just fill me in?"
Edgar Wellington looks up and he goes, "Oh, it's you guys. You got in my dream.
Why?
I'm just gonna wake up. It'll be okay."
About that, Edgar, I don't think so.
Oh no, it's a dream.
No,
These charges are made up. They're preposterous.
you're
No.
In a dream. Yes, I know. I know I'm in a dream.
Yeah,
It's fine.
yes and no. You are in an eternal dream.
Yes, dreamless on. It's eternally here. It
No,
doesn't
no.
end.
no.
You are fine.
here. You are here eternally.
It's fine.
For
No.
you, the gate has closed to the non-dream Lasan.
It's fine. And when I wake up, everything will be fine.
No, you can't wake up. You're dead.
I have to wake up. This is my
You're-
dream.
You're
are
dead.
Dead.
you know, doctors, I didn't know you long, but I never took you for jokesters.
I'm not funny. That's one of the actual characteristics of my person. You are deceased. There is no pulse in your body.
Uh-huh.
You're dead.
Right.
Your brother is dead. You could tell him that.
Right.
Oh, yes, your brother's dead too, actually. You both died rather horrifically, and they're still investigating, and we don't entirely know what happened, but you are absolutely
My
dead.
brother's dead?
Yes.
Yes.
I need to get back to him. I
No.
can help him.
It's too late.
I'll fix it. It's fine. I'll fix
Edgar, how are you going to fix it?
it. Well, when I wake up, I will fix it.
You can't wake up.
These are your. God, I wish I was standing there.
Do you really?
No, I don't. But I just want to say some words to ask him questions.
So this is how this is going to work, Edgar.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
What are your charges?
I don't know. Okay.
Does it have to do
I
with the
think
scroll?
the prince is the duke.
Mm-hmm.
He was the other one who was interested in the scroll.
Yes, he wants the scroll. And they just broke into my shop and they dragged me out here. And I don't know what my charges are yet. He hasn't told me.
So tell him where the scroll is.
Wait, what country are we in?
Switzerland.
Well, not real Switzerland. We're in Dream Lausanne.
Yes, but if we're in Dream Lausanne and this is a manifestation of your dream, it would presuppose that the applicable law of Switzerland would still apply to your dream, correct?
I'm not in charge here.
How are you not in charge if it's your dream?
I'm not in charge of Dream Lausanne.
Who makes it?
And he very pointedly looked at the Brits.
Okay. He creates the dream. Is
Just
that
the city?
Dream? Is that Dream Duke? Does he sleep and wake here too? Or is that a manifestation?
He showed me how to get to this place.
Okay, so that's the actual Duke. The one who wants the scrolls. And
He's the one who gave me the dream potion.
Right. Okay. She's gonna turn to Gertrude for a second and say, hold on, time out.
Yeah.
Was Gertrude there for Edmund's and the Duke's stuff? I'm sorry, I'm a little fuzzy. Or did she come in right after that? Because
has not met the Duke before. She knows Edgar. She had been conversing with him about the scroll.
Mm-hmm.
okay, but she doesn't know of the Duke's desire for it and that he offered money. I can't remember if the Duke found that it was false or not.
But I feel like you guys told me about the Duke wanting it when we were all in the cafe together.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Does the Duke know that it's a fake scroll?
What's a fake scroll?
He hasn't seen any fake scroll. We had the fake scroll.
Okay, so I need to get my facts straight here. Okay, so we knew that we had the fake scroll. So then the real one in Dream World is, for intents and purposes, the actual scroll.
And Charlie's
You
has
can do
that.
And Charlie is currently the one who has it. I remember, because that's why we came here, was to get the real one. Okay. Okay. It's a good thing I'm pretending to be somebody who's not an actual lawyer. So when I do terribly, I can tell myself it's not because I'm a horrible lawyer. It's just because I'm an anthropologist.
I'm also going to let you guys know, kind of outside, the laws of Switzerland are not the Duke's laws.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I figured that one out.
You
pretty quick.
can come at him with, but that's not how the world works. That's how the world works here.
Okay. No, was getting. That's what I was trying to ask. That's
Yeah.
why I was asking who manifests this area, because if he did, it would make sense. But if he doesn't, so then yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out.
I would definitely try and leverage, try and learn something from him, if at all possible. Use your, convincing? You're
convincing.
Persuade?
I think persuade him to tell you something important.
Oh, just Edmund or Edward or Edvind?
Edgar?
Edgar.
Yeah, I would do that to Edgar so that you at least get something from him. And
Okay. Well, I have a hard success, so yeah. That was exciting.
What do you want to persuade him of?
Tell me something important directly related to this hearing.
I know where the scroll is, and so if that's what he really wants, we should not give it to him.
But what if we did?
Gave it to him, then he would have what he wanted.
Exactly, and then he wouldn't do whatever he's going to do to you, right?
I mean, the trial has to go on.
What happens if you die in a dream
I don't know.
He's already dead.
and you're already dead? Yeah.
No, I'm good. It's fine. I'm going to wake up.
You're not,
You're
Edgar.
really not.
Right.
That last-
I'm not waking up.
That last needle had too much in it, my friend. You have to
No.
be careful when you're doing those sorts
I-
of things.
Did it correctly.
No. Well, you may have done it correctly, but someone else did it incorrectly on your non-dominant arm.
Oh my god, the actual living Duke killed him!
That's so weird. Why would he do that?
Because he wants your scroll and you were trying to extort him for an outrageous sum of money for it.
I was. Yeah.
And you said that the scroll is what he wants, so he
Yeah.
came, the living Duke came, so outside of Dreamworld, Duke came to your house, you were already in this world, he decided to kill you, rummaged through your things, found that he couldn't actually find it, and then deduced that it's actually here.
But it was so easy because it was in the diary that he was here. Why wouldn't... This whole thing has to be a setup or a trap.
Nelly, will you roll a d6 for me?
Oh. I'm scared, but un momento. Here's a d6. Oh. Okay, that's a 1.
You get 1 luck point back for figuring it all out.
Oh, I'm really mad that I rolled terribly, but
Right.
yay! Where's my pencil? Oh, shoot. Well, I'm clearly not lucky. I'll have to remember that.
We'll write it down.
If
Okay.
only this was recorded and we could remember.
Oh, right? If only we could just watch it on YouTube.
All right.
Okay.
Well, Edgar, I think you should tell your fine friend here.
He's not my friend. He wants to kill me.
Make an under the table deal.
He didn't kill you. But I think you should tell him where the scroll is.
Really?
Yes, I do. I think that's your wisest course of action.
To not be killed.
And while he's like not agreeing with you, the prince is going to say, "Are we ready to begin?"
Yes, we are.
The Duke turns to the crowd and he is putting on a show. So, people of Lassar, this traitor has refused to cooperate with the duly assigned officers of the realm. In that, when he was summoned to present himself before the people's court of Lassar, he did kick and scream and protest mightily and thereby cause an uproar in the streets. That behavior aims at undermining the authority of my rule and represents a challenge to the law of my will. Were he innocent, he would be meek. Were he meek, he would be released in due course. The ancient precepts of my rule being violated, I call for the judge to find him guilty of this charge.
But don't we get witnesses?
He gestures for you to speak.
Right. I would like to call you, Sir Prince, as my witness.
So what do you want me to say?
Well, first of all, I would like you to raise your right hand.
I will not swear anything that is not within my domain. I will only swear on my own.
Right, so you solemnly swear on your own that you will tell the truth and the own truth. So help your
my
own soul.
truth. So help my will.
Your own soul. Right, okay. So, can you tell me where you were when he was acting, I'm sorry, as you said, not meek?
I was not here. I was not there. I was awaiting him to arrive here for his trial.
Okay, so you didn't actually review with your own eyes his behavior?
course not. But just ask the people. People, did this man come quietly? And the entire crowd goes, oh, did he put up a fight? Did he come meekly? Like, I mean, he is riling the crowd.
Right. You need to remind you, you are under oath, and I'm the one who's asking you the questions. And as his represented counsel, you may not ask questions. So, Sir Prince, I will ask again. You have no knowledge, first-hand knowledge or authority to state that his behavior was anything to the contrary after you had already said that he was going to come here to bear trial, correct?
I have all the authority.
I asked you a simple yes or no question. Do I need to repeat it?
I have the authority.
Right. So, would you remind the court what is his charge specifically?
His charge is that he did not come quietly and he disrupted my rule.
So you are saying that the only thing that he is guilty of is being pulled from his home without actually being arrested or charged by any proper authority to come stand trial for something that he doesn't even know that he did or didn't do. So therefore, the only thing that he could do is act surprised. Is that correct?
He could come meekly. He could submit himself to this charge.
But what's the charge, sir? I still haven't heard it.
Then he was wild.
But what is the charge that constituted the actual need for the hearing?
The prince just grins at you.
What are the laws of your land?
They are for me to know. Make sure you do not cross them.
Do you have them posted anywhere?
Of course not.
Do you... So then if I asked anyone in this crowd, would they know with specificity what the laws of this land are?
He is going to turn to the crowd and goes, "What are my rules?" And the crowd yells back, "Your will!"
Right. And what is your will?
That all would follow me and accept my rule.
Does Mr. Edgar... And she'll go, what's your last name again?
Wellington.
Does Mr. Wellington possess something that you want? I can roll for persuasion. I'm on a roll right now.
I mean, you can. I just had to double check. And he says, yeah, but that is a charge that is coming up. We shall not get to that as of yet. What are your final remarks here on the first charge?
That there is no charge. Isn't that correct? The charge is simply that he has something that you want and he won't tell you what it is. Isn't that correct, dear prince?
The prince smiles, but if both of you would like to make a psychology roll or psychoanalysis.
I pass on just... I succeed on straight psychology.
Okay. Nelly, although he is just like grinning at you, you can tell he is furious that you are twisting the words he twists.
It's almost like it's my job.
When I saw it coming, I was like, slowly. Charles and Mason, as you were standing out in the crowd, you guys get the sense that Nelly probably won that argument. And the crowd gets a little agitated because they're sensing it too.
Agitated in the sense of they're mad at Nelly or they're mad at the... Okay, so they're mad at Nelly. Cool.
Yeah.
So
when you guys want to do something, let me know.
Gosh, yep, cool. I'll let you know.
I need to know, and the problem is I can't... Can I roll some, like, investigation to see if these people are actually real? these
Um,
or if these are dreams.
You cannot up on the platform, but Charlie and Mason could do some
Yeah.
investigating.
I'd love to try and figure that out.
Yeah.
Because I've kind of been wondering that myself.
How you would figure it out?
But,
Figure out the role.
well, we already saw the doll face with the blood people. So, gosh, I guess I would try. I guess I'd probably just try talking to one of them and try and figure out like what they believe, I guess.
Okay.
Or like who they follow and why.
Okay.
Yeah, how long have they been here would be another one.
Okay. Do you have charm?
I do.
Roll me a charm check.
Are you gonna do it while I roll?
Get it?
Barely succeeded.
So the person turns to you and says, "It is a woman, with dirt just everywhere. Her clothes are definitely older. They remind you from a lot of your history books of, medieval times, as people are calling them. And she smells terribly, and she kind of looks at you and she says, "Of course, I live here. This is my town. This is where I have always lived. And the Duke keeps me safe. There are some new people, though. We do get new people.
Where do you get new people?
They just show up."
I see. Good. That's not good. That means the Duke has been stealing people from the world, and I bet this is his next victim. So, yep, I'm gonna maybe wave to Nellie and Gertrude and be like, we need to, like, get out of here stat. Like, super stat, like, stop talking and just let Edgar suffer because he's screwed.
The prince turns from smiling at you, Nellie. Just sense the resentment and anger seething beneath that smile. And he says, "Look,
She'll cross her.
What will you say?"
She'll cross her arms because she's reminded of a very specific rival, now deceased though, but he doesn't scare her.
Oh, good. I can't wait for this guy to scare you. All right. People of Lasan, the accused is a foreigner, and that his spirited defenders cannot deny. There, the Englishman stands living proof to his guilt. We of Lasan pride ourselves on our purity of blood. It is our strength and our glory, for it allows us to feel united under the common purpose of my will. His presence among us is like a cancer, drawing other foreign bodies, and he points directly at Charlie and Mason in the crowd, who must be cut out.
Let me just go.
The crowd cheers wildly at these words.
Nellie would like to call a witness from the crowd.
Okay.
Just gonna arbitrarily point to someone.
An older man comes hobbling up onto the stage.
So, what's your birthday?
Summer.
Okay. Summertime. Do you know the year?
Oh,
Okay. Do you know your place of birth?
yes, it was here in Lasan.
Okay. What hospital?
I don't think that's a thing.
I wasn't born at the hospital. I was born between my mother's knees. God bless her soul. She's out in the crowd somewhere, I think.
Your mother is out in the crowd, but you're quite old.
Maybe. Maybe she is. I don't know. The prince knows who's in here.
Right. So what country are you in right now?
They were in France. It doesn't matter what country we're really in. The matter is we're in Lausanne, and he kind of pounds.
Right. But you heard the prince just now say that they take a nationalistic pride, so therefore you also have to have an identity in a country. Isn't that correct?
We are proud to be Lausanne, and the crowd cheers. Gertrude, roll an intelligence check for me. But continue, Nellie.
Nellie will then say, do you know how old you are?
I don't remember.
What did you do as a child when you were 8? Can you recall?
No.
What did you do here? What did you don't remember cooking pies in an afternoon at your specific residence with your mother? What was your mother's name?
I don't know. Why are you asking me these questions? I'm not guilty.
How can you prove your birth is here, sir?
Because I am in Lausanne.
But isn't the accused also in the sun?
Are you calling me a foreigner, Miffy?
I am asking you questions to illustrate a fact. And that fact is, sir, I'm not convinced. So how can you prove that you are from Lausanne?
The prince knows I'm from Lausanne.
So the prince knows that everyone is from Lausanne and then can also arbitrarily decide if you're not from Lausanne? Have others been put on this exact same trial for being foreign?
No. Don't think
So this is the first time an accused person... How long have you seen that shop sitting over there? And she's going to point towards the taxidermy shop.
Oh, the taxidermy is several blocks away now, so you can't see it.
So she'll say, do you know of the taxidermy shop?
No? Why would I? Ain't no animals here to stop.
Then why do you have a taxidermy shop?
I don't. He brought it. The foreigner brought it. It's his fault we have it.
What was there before it?
I don't know.
So it's your testimony. It's your testimony, sir, here today that you actually don't know how to prove your own birth here. And you don't actually know what was there before the taxidermy shop, right?
Jenny, what did you get on your intelligence check?
I got a regular success.
Okay. You remember someone saying something that the prince is from France originally? The Duke is from France originally?
Ooh, bring it up.
The old man continues to harumph at Nellie.
All right, thank you, sir. I have no further questions for you.
I'll just begin to sing the Marseillaise softly and watch to see if there's any reaction from the prince at all.
None that you can see.
Okay.
For my next witness, I would actually like to call the prince.
Again? You call me again? Why?
Again, because this is a second charge, is it not?
It.
Right. So you state that he is a foreigner in apparently in your land with its not established laws and no written clearly, nothing codified. If I probably where? Never mind. Anyway, you are stating that it is illegal to be a foreigner, isn't that correct?
Of course it is.
All right? Is my accent different from yours?
Yes, you are a foreigner in my land.
But yet I do not stand charged, do I?
You watch a... Now, Nelly doesn't know the Grinch, but Lee does. The Grinch smile just spread across his face. He says, "You are correct. People of Lathan, shall I charge them with the crime of being a foreigner as well?"
Actually, I'm still asking the questions. Where were you born, Prince?
It doesn't matter, because you have brought up an excellent point. That you are the foreigner, and therefore we should arrest you as...
I have not said I was a foreigner. I am actually asking you questions. I merely said, is my accent different from yours? And since my accent is different from yours, wouldn't that make you the foreigner? You're the one whose accent doesn't mimic everybody else's.
Your accent also doesn't mimic whatever everybody else is saying. Just FYI.
That's fine, but so, neither does his.
No, you are absolutely correct. And he will kind of pause on that. He says, "But this is my town."
Right.
Yes, but you weren't born here, were you?
That doesn't matter. I am the prince.
But if it's illegal to be a foreigner, and you are a foreigner, aren't you illegally here?
I am my own will, and my will stands firm.
Yes, in a law that does not have any form of existed codified literature. At this point, she's going to turn to the people.
Okay.
She's going to make a desperate plea here, because either this is going to work or she's going to wake up. And so she's going to turn to them and she's going to say, "Ladies and gentlemen and children, as you see here today, his accent does not mimic yours. He cannot prove where he is born. Also, your laws, do you know them? Can you recite them? Other than his will. But what is his will if not a foreigner's will? Doesn't that give you cause for alarm?"
Roll a persuade check.
I so hope you roll like an extreme success.
If you roll a 9 and your
Ooh.
persuade is a 10, it's only...
A regular success.
It's a regular success. Okay.
I mean, if you would like to spend 4 luck points to a 5, that would be a hard success.
I'm gonna do it.
Worth
Then
it.
I only spent 4 technically, and we can address that luck later.
Alrighty. So you see the crowd muttering among yourself. None of them disagree with you. And Charlie and Mason, you feel the hostility back off a little bit. You get the sense that they're not about to pounce on you and attempt to rip the flesh from your back.
Good. I am again going to gesture to both of them and be like, "Now."
All right. The prince is going to move in front of Nelly and say, "Disregard this woman, for I bring up the third and final charge. We accuse the treacherous enemy before us with the possession of forbidden knowledge. Who knows what secrets a foreigner hides, and yet hide them he does. This guilty man before us today, seeking only to deceive us, seeking only his own devious advantage, and not the advantage of his prince or his people, entered our sacred realm in possession of that which only I, as ruler, may obtain. What does he plot? Why such concealment? Why hide cunningly what is mine by fiat? There must be some devious reason to do so. He must be punished, for he has secreted the rule somewhere within this princely realm, like a mine ready to explode beneath our very foundations. For he to bring forth the scroll, I should have reason for clemency, but he persists in deceit. He mocks and despises my will. I call upon the judge to consider the crimes of the accused and to determine him guilty as charged."
This is the third charge. I'd like to call you as my witness.
Oh, wow, okay. He moves forward and says, fine, I will be your third and final witness. Again.
Thank you. So, Sir Prince, you claim that this scroll belongs to you, correct?
No. He has brought it into my land. It is knowledge that cannot be spread, and therefore I must confiscate it, but he has refused to give it up.
Did you ask him for it?
Of course I did.
When?
He has hidden it from me.
When did you ask for it?
I have asked for it continuously again.
When?
And again.
When?
And
When?
again.
When?
And again.
When?
And again.
What date, sir?
And again.
What date? What time? Was it light out? Was it dark out? Was it here or were you awake? Good sir.
I love you, Lee. And he looks at you. He just glares at you. At this point, Gertrude, you can see the prince is pissed. And he just looks at you, Nellie, and goes, and again, and again, and again.
And again and again, an unsubstantiated narrative, which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is inadmissible in a court of law, as you...
I am the law.
Well, if you were the law, you were doing a very piss-poor job at it, sir. You haven't been able to substantiate when. I've asked you at this point again and again and again, and I can verify that by saying, this person's my witness, they are my witness, and it was just here presently. Have you actually asked him whether he would willfully give it to you or whether he would sell it to you? Are you not answering me?
He is not answering.
Right. At this point, she'll turn again to the people and say, ladies and gentlemen, I think you have witnessed here today, unfortunately, that had Mr. Edgar Wellington simply been asked at an actual date and proven time, he might have said something. In fact, I'd like to call my next and last witness. I only have 2 questions, and that will be Mr. Edgar Wellington. Mr. Edgar Wellington.
Yes.
If Mr. Sir Prince asked you to provide him the scroll for a fee, would you give it to him?
If he paid the fee, yes.
And how much is that fee?
250 pounds.
Right. Thank you. No further questions. She'll turn over to the prince again and say, now, dear prince, were you asked to pay a small fee for this scroll?
He is not going to answer you.
And so, if you were asked to pay a small fee, why not merely pay it? It seems to me, sir, that you do not want to agree to a transaction, and therefore you are using a trial, dear ladies and gentlemen of the jury, to abuse discretion. As you say, your will is just and kind and honorable, right? So if you are just and kind and honorable and the protector of these lands, you would want for your people to be able to feed themselves, isn't that correct? And presupposed, if you would like them to be able to feed themselves, they need money, isn't that correct?
And on that note, I'll be like, all right, you made your point. Let's go.
I will wait for Nellie to tell me that she's finished.
At this point, she'll turn to the jury and say, ladies and gentlemen, in closing, I simply have this to say.
There is no jury. It is just statue?
She's calling the people the jury.
Okay.
So she knows what she's doing.
Okay.
She turns to them and says, "You are all very proud of your heritage here, and that is to be commendable. The taxidermy shop is here, therefore he is also proud. He has established roots. He wants to be here. He wants to thrive here among you. And, as we've heard today, that there is no other than the prince deciding who gets to live here and who gets to be removed from here, that there is no true citizenship. Therefore, your guess is as good as mine of who actually belongs here. As to the first charge, Mr. Wellington was not actually charged. His only guilt is that he was confused as he was ripped from his taxidermy shop, brought here, and he was confused. Wouldn't you, good sir? Wouldn't you, my little child? Wouldn't you be confused and scared if somebody ripped you from your own home and you don't know why? Wouldn't that make you a little bit nervous? And lastly, don't you want to be fed? Don't you want to eat? Don't you want to have clothing? Isn't it appropriate for barter and trade? Isn't that important in this great society of bustling economy and also prosperity? You are proud citizens of Lausanne, and therefore you need to have strong commerce. Isn't it important that your prince encourage that trade, that bartering, and that commerce? Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you that you respectfully clear him of all charges, and also ask that your laws be codified so that if any of you ever find yourself on this side, that you will also have a proper trial. Thank you. I rest my case.
The crowd is silent. And they all turn as one to look at the statue. And it raises its arm with its hands are still removed. And with the stump, points to Nellie, Gertrude, and Edgar. At which point, the chains on Edgar's wrist vanish. And right around you, Charlie and Mason, the crowd parts, and there is a pathway to the back of this square.
I won? I'm sorry. I was fully prepared to just die. I was completely 100%. Nellie's going to die here, and she's not even mad about it. I won.
You won.
Holy sassafras, I won!
Wait, okay, so did the path open for the two of them and Edgar? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
And it goes through you to the back of the square.
I'm gonna head that direction.
Yeah, can we just like beeline for the train, please? Can we just get out of here?
No, I'm beelining towards them.
Edgar jumps off the stage and goes running after Charlie.
Nellie will shout, "Edgar, no, you're dead!"
What are you guys doing?
He might not be dead technically. He probably is. But he looked fine. He did look like he was sleeping, is that correct? He just had extra shots.
I mean, he hadn't died violently the way his brother had, but it seems like he was pretty well dead. Well, we're gonna have to deal with that. But shall we go rejoin our friends?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm ready to get out of here.
The prince shakes off his stunned confusion. And I really hope you guys are fleeing because he says, today we have only seen justice done partly.
Yeah.
What of the foreigners who defended the criminal? What of their conspiracy? Find them and bring them back.
Now we're screwed.
Hear screams.
Ooh.
Behind you.
Did the bells stop?
The bells have stopped.
Okay.
You hear the screams of angry wild animals behind you.
I thought we didn't have animals here.
Walking or running?
Or flying?
Running.
Sprinting.
Yes.
Full
Yeah,
out.
definitely running.
I need you to tell me how you are running. Is it just a distance thing? Are you throwing things down behind you? Are you trying to cut corners super tight? How are you fleeing through the empty streets of Lausanne back to the taxidermist?
Do we have to wake up in the position we woke up here? Is that how that works? Is that why we're fleeing?
Probably.
Okay.
See, we came off the train, so I think we have to get back on the train.
So we have to go through the taxidermy shop, through the back door, and then there's like an extra door, and then we get on the train from there.
Like running for one's life?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Like that bear that I stuck my arm into is really mad about it. That's how I'm running.
I would probably be, I'd be thinking about like how I got here, the directions I took, things that might be hidden around corners so that I don't accidentally run into something. But I'd be cutting corners and running hard and making sure everyone's keeping up.
Yeah, I think Nellie would be following Mason, and she'll be pulling stuff. If it's easily pullable, she'll pull it and drop it behind them.
All right. What is your move rate?
9.
Mine's 9 also.
Yeah, yo también.
7.
Okay. Nelly?
Oh, 9.
Fine. Okay. If you are trying to pull things down behind you, I need a dexterity check from you. If you are just running like the dickens, I need you to give me a constitution roll to see how you...
That's what I was hoping for.
Hard success on Constitution.
Yeah, I got a hard success as well.
I got a regular success.
Same.
All right. That is good. You are able to slow the mob down somewhat with your dropping things behind you. And you race. You are turning the corner. You see the taxidermist shop in sight. Edgar darts through. Charlie darts through. Gertrude darts through. Nellie darts through. And the four of you realize that Mason has fallen behind. The mob hasn't caught up to him as of yet. But it could possibly catch up to him in the wastelands to the train. You 3 currently have an extra action on the mob running. The only thing Mason can do is try to keep up. In this chase scene, what is your action? You head into the taxidermist. The mob rounds the corner just as Mason steps into the building. The rest of you are through and out the back door.
Could we lock the taxidermy door first?
I'm not inside yet.
Barricade the door.
Oh.
Well, but you can.
After Mason gets in, couldn't we barricade it?
You want to barricade the door? Sure. What are you going to barricade it with?
The
There.
bear.
The rotten bear? Okay.
Yep.
Is there like a workbench?
There is.
I was thinking work.
Maybe
Does the door
combination
swing
of
out or in?
Oh crap! The door swings out.
Well, the hinges are broken. It's fine.
Yeah. So let's
Maybe. Let's just book it. Let's abandon the idea if the hinges are broken.
All right. But you dropped the rotten bear and the workbench in front of the door behind Mason.
Yep.
Okay. You guys get outside the taxidermist shop as the mob bursts into the shop. Do you wish to do anything else or just run?
How many people are at the front of the mob?
5.
5. Is there one that looks faster than the others?
Not particularly.
Don't have anything Matt's picked.
I like it.
Can I attempt to misdirect them? As in,
Rachel's gonna do that.
way.
Rachel's gonna do that. What's
Okay.
Well, okay.
between-
We were thinking, could I yell? The scroll is in the bear.
Ooh,
you
yeah,
definitely can.
that's a great idea.
So Gertrude goes, he went that way. Charlie goes, the scroll is in the bear.
There's lots of yelling and running and dropping things. And, you know.
The first 3 stop and head back, which causes a traffic jam. And Mason, due to the actions of your teammates, you are able to exit through that door into the wasteland ahead of the mob.
Well, I'm gonna shut the door behind me and run.
Great. You hear fists banging on the door. Edgar attempts to go back and goes, that's right, the scroll is in the bear.
I'm gonna yell at him to leave it and get his butt in the train.
Edgar, wait, we'll explain. Come this way.
He reverses and he goes, but the scroll, I'll get it. Don't worry about
No,
me.
don't worry about it. No.
No, it's not worth.
Seriously.
It's not worth your life. Let's go.
Now come with us.
Like, stage whisper and be like, it's not there. No, come on. Like that. So they can't hear, but he can.
Okay. As long as do you guys grab a hold of him?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'll like hook his body as I run.
You are able to, hook arms underneath his armpits and drag him as he goes, no, the scroll. And you see the train that was out in this wasteland is picking up speed and heading out. You
Get on the
guys
train.
run, and you grab that back of that train, and you pull yourself up just as the mob bursts out of the back of the shop and into the blinking light of the wasteland. The mob races after the train, at first seeming to gain, and then falling short as the express picks up speed. And as the train does so, Edgar starts to fade.
Yeah, I thought so.
And he looks at his hands, and then he looks at you and he goes, wait, but you don't understand. I'm supposed to just wake up.
No.
I'm going to just wake up.
I'm
No.
so sorry, honey.
But no, you don't understand. I'm waking up.
No.
It fades away, and I need everybody to roll a sanity check.
Oh,
If
I
you
fail,
fail,
which is
you
weird
lose
because
3 points of
Can
sanity.
can you make a note of that? Because I don't know where my pen is.
Okay. Nelly,
Here, I'll note it for you too.
3 points of sanity.
And how much luck have you lost as well?
I only lost 3. No, I lost 5.
Lost 4
Four,
because you
but
did.
you gained 1.
I get so there we go. Yeah.
So it's 3 total.
And you guys feel yourselves starting to like nod off, even though you don't want to.
I'm gonna make
There's
sure
nothing you can do.
Have the real scroll in my hand as I'm waking up and tucked away in my pocket as well.
Okay, and who has the fake scroll in the case? She does. Okay. Okay. You guys wake up in the room. Ricky isn't there,
Oh, good.
but you see a note kind of pinned to the door with one of his daggers It says, "Be right back, Hungary."
Okay.
And you realize he's probably out in the dining car. As you look out the window, you see you have slept for about 4 hours. You are due to arrive in Milan just about midday. So you've got maybe 6 or so hours before you arrive. And you definitely want food. You don't need any more sleep. In fact, none of you really want to go back to sleep right now.
Question, is the ring still in my pocket?
The ring is still in your pocket.
Excellent. I would like to pull it out and look at it closer.
Okay. It is a silver ring, plain, unadorned, with no inscriptions or carvings or anything.
I'll ask her where she got it, because I figure I'd probably see it, and I'd probably double check that I have the scroll.
You do. Have the scroll of the head.
Scroll of the head.
All right. Cool. And Mason, I picked this up in the alley with all the roses in it. I don't know why exactly. It just seemed interesting.
I see. And I'll fill her in on what happened when we found the arm and sort of how the roses died when we took the arm away.
Ooh, I wonder if the roses died when you took the ring away.
That's a good point.
But also, I'll tell her about the ailment of... I can explain this to you later if you haven't watched the old episodes, but I'll explain to her about the family who had the arm piece, but also their arm and hands were like going bad and crippling. So just to be wary of maybe not putting the ring on, but also live your dreams.
Right.
And food.
Food.
You make it to a dining car, and the waiter seats you at an empty booth. You slump into the elegant, high-backed benches, and you order your food. For some of you, you realize that a simple soup is not going to be enough, and indulge in some poultry or perhaps some beef. You try the pommes frites and enjoy the delicious French and Swiss cuisine that is being offered. As you are waiting for your food to arrive, you overhear a conversation, and the waiter asking someone, "Will Monsieur be dining alone today?" And the response is, "No, I think I will eat with my friend."
No.
And the Duke pulls a chair up to the end of your table.
No.
The Duke smiles warmly at you all. And he goes, "Friends, if you'll excuse my hurried bluntness, I come to the point. I want the scroll, and you will give it to me, or I will destroy you."
We told you where the scroll was. It's in the bear.
There was no scroll in the bear. It is time for you to hand it over.
Prove to me your birth and your heritage, and that you're not a foreigner.
The Duke, I have been here in Lausanne for many years, and if you do not give it to me now, I will destroy you. We are no longer playing at law. This is life or death.
Right. And this is where actual laws actually matter. And you destroy us. And she's speaking loudly, intentionally. And that actually gets you arrested.
Oh, friends. You do not understand. You are out of your depth. So I will need you to give me the scroll now.
No.
Edgar is the one with the scroll.
And you
We
murdered it.
left
Not.
because we couldn't find him, and as we left, it appears he is still dead.
And you killed him.
I need you to hand it over now. I know you have it. Give it
But-
to me.
We don't have it. Edgar had it.
He hid it, and then when he died, he gave it to you.
How did he give it to us?
He was disappearing, you
No.
cruel person. Cruel person. That's her, her insult.
It works.
Are there any sort of like security people on this train? I'm curious.
Yeah, like Nellie's yelling.
There, yes, there are. You will probably be able to find them. However, the Duke leans over and places his hand on Nellie's arm, and I need you to make a power roll.
How do I do that?
Yeah, you roll against your
oh.
power.
I see it up at the top. POW.
How?
Kapow.
Okay, I succeeded, but just a normal success.
Just a normal success. You feel something go through your arm, almost like a shock. And as you look down, it almost looks like your skin is starting to blacken underneath his hand.
I'm gonna kick his arm.
Give it to me now.
Why don't you just tell us? How about we communicate like people and not like threatening buffoons? Why do you want it? I know why I want it. It's purely for academic research. Therefore, if it's purely for academic research, I won't actually have a need for it after I've looked at it. So why don't you just tell me why you want it?
And he, you kick at his arm. Mason, go ahead and roll a brawl.
Oh, I love that. I'm good at that.
Mason's like, it's about time I start throwing punches.
There it is. Yeah. I have a hard success.
All right. You kick him. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Oh gosh, I haven't had to roll damage before. I don't even have dice ready for this.
Yeah, I wouldn't know how to roll damage.
All right. So how does damage work? I have a unarmed damage. I also have a combat damage bonus.
Yeah.
Do I just add those two things together?
So you're going to roll a d3, and the best, way to do that is to roll a d6 and divide it by 2. And then what's your damage bonus?
It is a D4.
And then you're also going to roll a d4.
Does my build do anything?
Yeah, that's how you can have your bonus damage. And also, if you were to grapple with him, that would come into it.
Okay. Yes. So I got a total of 6 with my D3 and D4.
Awesome. You kick at his arm, fully expecting it to break, and it almost feels like your foot gets absorbed a little, and then pushed back out. And he looks at you, and he goes, "Now, None of that. And he grabs at your leg. I need you to make a power attack. Or a power roll.
I had a hard success.
That is good. You do not feel any sort of enchantment going through your skin. You guys, Gertrude, you realize he is casting spells.
Okay, and that reminds Gertrude that she might be able to do that too.
Yeah.
So
Do it back.
yeah, I would like to try that. I have no idea how this works in Cthulhu. So
Okay. Well, what does it say?
says it costs me a D6 magic points and a D2 sanity points.
Okay.
So I roll a D4 and have it for the D2, yes? And then it's a post power roll.
Okay. So roll your power.
Okay. Come on. That is a extreme success.
You rolled an extreme success.
No. Neutral death roll.
No. So that means this is where we put this up. This is why I have this, and now I gotta find which one I need. Jesus. Opposing roll. If a tie, side with the higher skill or characteristic wins. He has a 95 in power.
Oh.
That beats my 75.
So it does not go off.
Oh, bummer.
It doesn't fail for you.
So do I still lose the sanity and the magic points, or how does that work?
Yes, you definitely do.
Okay. So that's 1 and 1.
Okay. How many sanity points have you lost today?
Today? This session or today?
Today, this session.
I have lost 4.
And how many did you lose when you saw the bowl of human soup?
Uno.
1. So within a day, you have lost 5 sanity points.
Uh-huh.
There's a bout of madness.
Oh, goody.
Oh, sad.
Okay, cool. You. Go ahead and roll a d10 for me.
6?
A 6. You, in your attempt to change this guy's memory, the bounce back hits you, stuns you, causes you to lose that sanity, and you are reminded of your grandfather. And you are reminded that you absolutely need to get to him. And as a result, you start panicking. And you hyperventilate so badly, you faint.
Oh.
So you guys all watch as Gertrude collapses.
That's great.
It's fine. It's only for 8 rounds if you guys wish to fight. The Duke looks at you all and says, you have no power here. Give me the scroll.
I asked you a question. I haven't made any form of aggression towards you, though if you look at my hand, you've made aggression towards me.
My dear, your incessant nagging enough to drive anyone insane. I need you to just...
You need to make a sanity check, sir. I'm kidding.
He has no sanity points.
Makes sense.
Yeah, she's just going to sit there and go, well, You can search me, but I don't have it.
At which point he turns to Charlie and Mason and says, so which of you two does?
We still don't have it. Again, Edgar,
Give
the
it
man you
to
killed.
me.
Why don't you just go
Not
and leave
have it
his
on him.
body? Did you check the actually well-done bear and not the decaying, crepid one in your little realm you've created?
That's actually fair. I'm gonna say that out loud.
You have the scroll. Give it to me.
Do you know who Count Fenelek is?
Does not matter. Give me
No.
the scroll.
It does matter.
He is staring at Charlie and Mason.
She's gonna keep, because look, they called her Nagging Nellie in, middle school. She's got this.
Oh, I did. I love Nellie, by the way. Anyway.
Can I throw a cup at his head or something in frustration?
Sure. Give me a thrown weapon roll.
Throw a weapon?
Just throw.
Nellie's trying so hard to annoy him, and here you all are.
Oh, I got it! I got it! That's a hard success, too.
Is it not
Oh.
extreme?
Nice. Roll me a d4.
Wait. 4. What is an extreme success again?
On a 20. It's a 4. Yeah, she had an extreme success.
Nice. It's 20% of your number. Roll me a d4, Charlie.
1.
You throw the cup. It hits him in the head, and he kind of recoils, and he lifts his hand up, pulls it away, and there's just a little bit of blood on his hands. He releases Nellie. He stands up, and he says, very well.
Hey.
I will have someone else retrieve it for me. He pulls a length of rope out of his bag, kind of throws it around himself, and you realize it's a loop, and as it drops, he disappears.
I'm gonna run over to Gertrude and see if she's okay.
Nellie's still stuck on the fact that she was asking questions, and nobody was letting her nag him into answers.
I'm gonna attempt to do something about Nellie's hand? Arm?
Is it still black?
No. The blackness is clearing.
Okay.
He didn't roll well enough to beat your power, so he wasn't able to inflict any damage upon you.
Oh.
Cool.
Also, where are... Oh, wait. Where is our health?
It's current
hit
HP, it's sort of middle left.
Middle left. Hit
Middle
points.
upper left.
Oh, man. I have 11.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's why you don't fight in Cthulhu or you die.
I just talk. I just keep talking. That's... Can I roll an investigation based on when he answered about Count Fenelek, if he made any kind of physical reaction?
For that, it'd be psychoanalysis or psychology.
Okay.
And Gertrude wakes up in a few minutes.
I got a hard success.
He seemed frustrated by Count Fenelek.
Good to know.
Well, my little zombie husband vampire guy thinks that I'm a cute chicken, so.
All right. You guys will have time to discuss this turn of events and how it has affected perhaps your own investigation. I will be providing you all with the summary of the scroll in our documents
Yes.
tab. And for gaining the scroll, you get 5 sanity points. I rolled well.
Wait,
I'm glad you rolled well.
Can you go over your max sanity?
Oh. I was gonna.
Speaking of sanity, is the bout of madness past, or does that linger on?
The bout of madness has currently.
Sweet.
Back to the sanity I started with. Also, Paul, can you just make a note? I have 50 sanity points.
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
Jenny, you need to make a note that for your next bout of madness,
Oh, hey,
there will be a link with your grandfather.
Next bout, link with grandfather.
That's kind of where your madness is going to be centered.
Okay.
Important, significant people, and whether that gets mixed with some other significant person you have, we'll find out.
We will see. That's why I kept the ring. She's a sentimental little twerp.
Yes, she is. Oh, I have plans for that ring now. All right. So, I hope you all had fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this trial.
Yeah, did you
I
do that
loved getting to
intentionally?
see Lee in her element. That was fantastic.
Yeah, it was cool.
Part of the adventure, and I read through it 2 weeks ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Oh.
The lawyer won't be able to resist.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited about that, you know. Well, I'm glad you guys had fun. I hope all of our viewers enjoyed themselves in all this play acting, role playing that went on tonight. And the questions left behind about who exactly is the Duke or Prince, and if the group will see him again. That is one of the many mysteries, along with what is that pocket watch? What is that ring? What will Charlie eat next? And where did Ricky go?
Yeah.
That's not a mystery. Ricky just went to get a pastrami sandwich with Swiss.
We're in the dining
With
car.
Swiss.
He's not here.
I went to go get a sandwich.
Oh, man.
Or when he said he was hungry, it meant for blood.
Possibly. Well, so thank you to everyone who played. Thank you to everyone watching. And most importantly, thank you to JD and Phantom for keeping us going through the technical issues. And, you know, cheering on our lawyers and other cheerleaders who were trying to get out of Dodge as fast as possible. Thanks again to Kelly Peck for the beautiful frames she created tonight. She created Fridays with the It Gets Worse Adventures in Gevercan. Adventures in Gevercan, It Gets Worse. 5th edition D&D game. And the Jackals frames. Which, if you are paying any attention, tomorrow is Jackals here on the Iconic Production channel. Join Jenny and I and a few other Jackals as we investigate who is killing off all of the priests of Lycos, and will we fight a Hydra? That is a possibility, and I'm
No.
terrified.
Ma'am, please, no.
Thank you for your continued views and supports. We couldn't do this without you. If you like what you do, you can check out Friday nights. You can check out Tuesday for Jackals. You can go over to the Ulysses International channel. Check us out over there. And we also have podcasts. If you like to learn more about 13th Age, go back and watch our past campaign where Rachel is the one making the terrible decisions. And check out our podcasts with Iconic Podcasts. don't hesitate to show your support by subscribing to our channel, supporting us on Patreon, and we love running games. We can't do this without you. Check out Chaosium for Call of Cthulhu products, along with lots of other things. And Osprey to order jackals. Oh no, did I put my book down? I put my book down somewhere. I have mine. Huzzah! We all kind of support it, so we all would love for you to support it and support us. So thank you again. Have a wonderful week and a lovely evening. Good night.